YouTube, welcome back to the channel. It's the boy. Hold on, okay, cool. YouTube, welcome back to the channel. It's the boy Chrome. We're here to react to the end of Ice Spice by the boy Jamari. I don't really listen to her like that. I mean, you think I'm the shit, bitch? You're not even far or some shit like that. I don't know. I don't even know how she got famous to begin with, to be honest.
What technically was falling off? You know what I'm saying? I done made 30
Smoke
million.
perk.
I don't gotta be. Yo, do I gotta keep making music, bro? I don't need to, bro. I'm rich as shit. I don't need to make music. I do it because I know I still have fans.
And with that fall off, obviously comes a lot of scrutiny and
Ain't that
public
ugly guy?
embarrassment. And the saying really is true that
Lil
the quicker
Pump,
someone
6'9"?
rises up, the faster they will
I
likely
was
fall
like,
back
who's
down
that?
to
That's
the
ugly
bottom.
guy.
There is a myriad of reasons for this phenomenon.
You got the baby.
For one, we obviously live in the fast food era of media, from
Exactly.
movies to music,
Yeah.
and even videos and online content we digest on a daily
Oversaturated.
basis. Most pieces of major media now seem to lack a certain quality they possessed in the past. And I'm not necessarily just talking about from a budget standpoint. Today things seem more rushed, more formulaic, less thought out, and moments tend to come and go faster than ever before. We live in an age of information and content overdrive, and with social media, anyone and everyone can now go viral. And every day there are millions of people desperately yearning and grinding away to try and get themselves out there. Meaning when someone does make it, there is a good chance that hundreds, if not thousands of people will try and replicate their success in some shape or form. And since most of the artists who blow up really fast do not have the fan base in place to carry them through the tough times, it's easy for these fickle fans to turn their backs on or simply stop caring about a rapper's music.
There's so many parts of that era of rap where like people got fame so fast, they were so young, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like that was some of the foresight that he was saying, not even necessarily about quote unquote falling off, you know what I mean? You don't think he predicted anything?
I don't think he predicted shit.
No.
It's like trying to build a house with no foundation. Like if one strong gust of wind comes through, or adversity in this case, well, suddenly no one is playing the music, no one is going to the shows, other artists stop hitting you up, and the industry decides they no longer want to play with you.
In terms of like not picking up phone calls, I ain't no friendly anyway though, you know what I'm saying? So that ain't had no type of effect on me. Like I barely called. I ain't called. When I was on top.
Oh yeah, and you still owe the label 5 albums. You gotta pay back the advance they gave you, which is really just a high interest loan. They now own your masters, they own your likeness, and they're taking most of the money from your tour, if you can still do that, to try and recoup their investment on not only you,
I'm sorry, this
but
is about
20
the
other
baby
failed
or
artists
Ice
before
Spice?
you. Not to even mention your new lifestyle and image you can no longer afford eating away at your pockets. By the time many artists finally see this reality, it's far too late to turn back. Like even when you strike when the kettle is hot and the industry likes you, you still will likely be replaced at some point. This combined with an intense oversaturation of the music market has really affected an artist's chances of maintaining relevance for more than a couple of years.
Alright, I've been like #1 song at or like, you know, album sales.
That's Macklemore.
You know, and then I put out some shit that's like, I take a kind of a left turn and experiment with, you know, a different, and it doesn't hit. You know, and how fickle and how fast people can just be like, oh, he fell off, or he, you know, it's a game of, you know, you ride these waves and what altitude you're at, and the inertia required to stay at this like altitude in pop culture and pop success and any of it, you know? I mean, how long of a run can you, because it's crazy.
Now with that being said, let's talk about Ice Spice,
There we go.
a female rapper who took the internet by storm over the last couple of years.
That one took about
But more
4
recently
minutes.
has seen a serious downtrend in her career, and now tens of thousands of people are unfollowing her every single day. Ice Spice is a New York rapper from the Bronx who started making music back in 2021.
How was that growing up there? Like,
It was fun. It was real fun, like, you know, fighting off crackheads and shit like that.
And over a year later, she would find herself going viral with her music video for her song Munch. This was back when TikTok was turning out #1 records on a daily basis, and for Ice Spice, that was really no different.
How much was there before Munch, and then how long did it take for things to go crazy?
So there was a couple songs before Munch. It was probably like 4 songs, I think.
From the start, she knew that her greatest asset
So she really got lucky,
was just
lucky.
that. Shaking her
her
rump,
fifth song
rubbing
blew
her
up.
cooch, and rapping in that New York accent made her infamous right off the bat. When I say that, I mean some people were hating on her, a lot of people were loving her, but all that mattered was that she was finally popping off.
Growing up, I always would just like write little raps, and I never wrote like full songs though with like hooks and verses until I
Hey,
got
we know.
a little older and I started to understand song
I
structure
don't know
more,
any
but,
other thing besides the chords of that
I always
song.
had like
Along with a lot of
this
people.
like want to write basically.
Even in promotional videos that she made
She
before
always
she went
twerking.
viral, it was beyond clear that she knew that her body was her ticket to fame. And at this
Exactly.
point, she's one of those people who's known more for her likeness and her sex appeal than her actual music.
I feel like a lot of people think that, oh, I'm just like this like pretty girl that like posts on Instagram, but there's like millions of pretty girls that post on Instagram, and like, you know, you have to really contribute to the culture in order to like matter.
I would actually say that her existence online is more like a meme than a rapper. Now, to
Yes.
be clear, the two do go hand in hand in her success, and she could not have one without the other. I mean, recently she was on stream with Kai Cenat. He tells her to freestyle, and guess what she does out of pure instinct?
Twerking.
Come up.
Did not freestyle. Like,
So much comes out, it goes viral, she signs a record deal and starts showing up doing live performances where her job is strictly to get up there and shake that ass. It was at that
Facts.
time that she would be seen
I
frequently
see.
with Drake,
With Drake,
and
yeah, I
rumors of the
remember
two
that.
dating of course surfaced from there. Under the label, she would release her first EP, which featured more viral songs like Bikini Bottom, In Her Mood, Deli, and Princess Diana with her longtime idol Nicki
oh
Minaj.
yeah.
When I met Nicki, right, for the first time in person,
And they made a
I
song
was, like, at
Barbie,
her
right?
studio
Or was
and
that
she was,
Princess
like,
Diana? I
doing her
don't
glam and stuff, and
you
then
nervous?
I was nervous.
Yeah.
She came out, right?
Yeah.
And I was fine, but she came out and she looked at like my manager James and like Riot and stuff and my photographer and everything, and then she came at me. And when she came to me
Wow.
and she hugged me, I started crying because it just felt like I cried, but I walked away. Like I didn't say anything to her. I was just like,
This EP was a pretty massive success for her. I mean, to me it all sounds like one long song, but the target audience definitely ate this up. It was like the perfect music for women, and I would think gay men, to get ratchet to. Songs about being a baddie, twerking
Yeah.
that ass,
Well, In Her
getting
Mood,
money,
uh,
and things like
yeah.
that. Don't get me wrong, with
Oh,
this
damn,
newfound
she-
fame also
I ain't
came
gonna lie,
a lot
some of her
new
shit is
people who
catchy, though.
absolutely despised her.
I feel like when you're like huge, and people just gonna want you to fall. You know what I'm saying?
But
For
either
sure.
way, as long as people
For
were talking
sure.
about her and she was still going viral, I doubt either she or her label could care less.
Mm-hmm.
This EP was enough for the machine to be willing to pour more money into her career, and she would really hit it big with her next single, Boy's a Liar, catching another viral TikTok song, and further pushing her image into the public eye. And if you needed any more evidence that Ice Spice was playing the game correctly, she would get a shout out and even a feature on a Taylor Swift song called Karma, which in the music industry is like getting LeBron to back you and say you're a great player who he wants on his team. The two seemingly became friendly. Taylor Swift said that she was always listening to Ice Spice's music apparently, and she was even with her at the Super Bowl doing very weird things with her hands. And it really did seem like Ice Spice would solidify herself with the release of the massive Barbie movie
Yeah.
last year, as her
With Nicki
second song
Minaj,
with
yeah.
Nicki Minaj would be synonymous with this Barbie resurgence.
Okay, so it was
This
called
hit
Barbie.
actually made her the first rapper to release 4 songs that reached the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100 in the very same year, which is very
That's
hard for me to
cool.
wrap my head around when we've had artists like Drake,
Yeah.
Eminem,
Yeah.
Lil Wayne,
Yeah.
Akon, and DMX,
It's just-
amongst
it's
many
really about
others who have
trends
been
now,
absolute
like,
superstars over the
whoever's
years.
blowing up and
Either way,
shit.
2023 was a great year for the ginger rapper.
They have you
Ginger rapper.
declaring her as the artist perfectly poised to have a breakthrough year in
Hey.
2023. You feel like this is your time, this is your year?
For sure.
But 2024 so far has not been as kind to her, and it has me looking at her career through the same lens that I see someone like DaBaby, just two individuals who struck lightning in a bottle, who had their own unique sounds, and went super viral, and then super mainstream for about a year or two, and then once that newness kind of wears off, every song kind of starts to sound the same, and when
Yes,
aided by a
that's-
little bit of controversy, they start to fall off.
Exactly
Now,
what
in the name
happened
of
with
continuing
DaBaby.
her fast food music run, she would come out with a rather prophetic lead single for her debut album, Y2K, Thank You the Shit, Fart, which was a perfect way to kick off this album. Thank You the Shit Bitch, you not even a fart.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the chorus to this masterpiece. And this was actually a diss towards fellow female rapper Lotto, as the two had been sending subliminal shots at each other for the last year. Talk about a joke of a song that many people likely had to approve before it came out. She actually has a ton of bars over the years about pooping. I'm the shit. I'm that bitch. I'm Miss Poopy. I'm Miss Poopy, but I never smell. An artist's debut album is definitely something that could make or break their career, and with her using this as the lead single, that led to this album selling a modest 28,000 copies. Which, let's be honest, 28,000 is not that bad for an artist of her caliber, but with the backing of a major record label, and the fact that she was technically selling this album on pre-order for over 10 months before it would even come out, and then when you package that information with all this bullshit bundles artists can now count as sales once again, you'll see that the 28,000 number is very inflated. Can you guys imagine getting this shit on vinyl? Jesus Christ. The other thing is that year over year, Ice Spice has lost over 50% of her monthly listeners on Spotify, while producing her debut album in the process, meaning her old songs are now cooling off, and her new songs are not hitting like the old ones. In fact, she doesn't even look happy in her natural habitat of twerking anymore. And now with this latest feud that she has found herself in, she is losing followers and fans at a massive rate. And it all really started when she decided to take a rapper named Cleo Trappa on tour with her. Basically, this Cleo person would come forward and say that Ice Spice treated her like shit during the duration of this tour.
Nobody should make you feel less than or make you feel like shit because they gave you an opportunity.
The two of them had apparently been industry friends for the last couple of years, but it sounds like the extent of their relationship was mainly public appearances and content creation.
It's like every time she's like inviting me out, because we never chilled on some like chill shit, bro. Like it was never like just some chill. It was always like in the blogs the next day and the song is dropping too. So it was like, what? This girl kind of uses me for her rollouts.
She was set to open for Ice Spice, but was actually only offered this opportunity one day before the tour began, claiming that the reason Ice Spice invited her to come perform in the first place had to do with her trying to rebrand her image to make it look a certain way.
So the ending of July, I get a call from Ice very early in the morning. Cleo, come on tour with me. I miss you. Come. And I'm just like, girl, I'm not about to come on tour with you and watch you perform all month. Like, I got a nigga. I got stuff that I could be doing. I could be getting money. I have opportunities in New York. I have brand deals. I have things that I need to focus on. So for me to travel all over the United States
with you with no incentive,
kind of crazy. She's like,
it's
no,
kind of crazy.
I want you to perform, and I gagged. You want me to perform? She ain't never, ever brought me out on stage.
And despite worries about the last-minute invite, Ice Spice insisted that everything would be taken care of, from her travel accommodations like food and a place to stay, to her actual performances. Keep in mind, this was a strenuous, unpaid opportunity that would take months of her life. Now obviously, when someone goes on tour and opens up for another artist, it is usually a great chance for them to gain a ton of fans and exposure. So oftentimes the bigger artists will recruit someone who makes similar music to them, or at least someone who can capture a similar fan base. Like back in the day, I saw Logic and Big Sean open up for Kid Cudi, and it was amazing because I knew all three artists, and so did most of the crowd. So I'm sure Cleo saw this as a big opportunity, but apparently once she would go on the tour, the mistreatment would begin. For example, she claims that she would often be sent on stage before the show was even advertised to start, meaning she was performing to an empty venue.
Online says the show starts at 8. It would even say 9 sometimes. And guess what time I was going on? At 7:30, 7:45. I was going on before the show starts. So that was kind of weird in itself.
Now apparently this was only the tip of the iceberg on this shitty situation. She claims that she had one day to prepare for the tour.
Literally one day. So I'm just like, what do I have to pay for? Nothing. You're gonna be with me. You're good. You're gonna be with me.
She wasn't allowed to bring anyone with her, and that she wasn't even listed on the lineup. And basically it sounds like she felt like she was being treated as a second-class citizen, not having a dressing room, not having a hotel room to sleep in, and not being included in team meals while on the road.
And we just sitting on the bus. We just like, yo, like, can somebody come with us to McDonald's? Like, nobody want to walk there by themselves. We fake want a man with us. They like, oh, that's mad far. Like, nah, like, word, there's a desert, it's scary. I'm like, okay. Nobody said anything about food still. Come to find out, everybody ate. Can you believe that? Everybody ate. Guess what? They all went to a steakhouse.
Basically, it sounds like she was not part of the plan at all, and that by the end of the tour, it felt like she had overstayed her welcome. Remember, she wasn't even getting paid, and she even claims that while she was performing, her debit card was used to buy designer items behind her back, and it really just seems like the opportunity was not worth the stress, nor the time, or the effort that she was putting in, and that the opportunities she was missing out on to be there were far greater than what this had all turned into. On top of that, Ice Spice apparently stopped talking to her at all right in the middle of this tour, and basically outside of a stylist that she made friends with, she was pretty much on her own.
I didn't have a room. I was told I was going to be with her, but I didn't have a room. No room for me backstage at all. I was in her dressing room. I didn't have no rider. I was with her. I was so confused. Like, you're not being my friend, so I'm going to make more friends. Like, girl, it's like she wanted me to be miserable and alone, and it just didn't happen because that's not what God had planned for me, boo.
As some of you may know or probably don't know, I am a personal stylist, and I was hired as a backup stylist for Ice Spice Tour. And when I say everything that Cleo was saying is dead ass true, is dead ass true. The first thing that caught me off guard was when I first made it there, okay, I get with Spice, and me and her cool as hell, so we just be regularly talking about shit. I see she type got an attitude, so I asked her, like, what's up? Like, you good type shit? Like, you know, filling her out. Yeah. She like, oh yeah, I'm cool, woo, woo. It's just Cleo black ass doing too much. I'm like, damn.
Damn.
So now I get back in the room with Ice. She on FaceTime with Riot. She letting him know, like, yeah, she doing too much. She blowing my scale. She was like, bitches gotta go. They asking for too much. Woo, woo. Bitches acting broke. Like, I'm really tired of her black ass. And I'm like, damn, like, why does she keep saying this? Like, what?
Yeah, and let's be honest, guys, it's not rare for an opener to get less than preferential treatment while on tour with a bigger act, and you do hear a lot of stories about openers not even spending any time at all around the main act despite them being on tour together for months. But granted, this was apparently her friend, who she allegedly begged last minute to do this with her.
I took a step back and just made the opportunity what I could make it. But it wasn't genuine at all. Nothing that you do is genuine. Everything is calculated. Like I said, I was the token black friend. You didn't have your other best friend around because you said that she didn't match your aesthetic. Like, there's something very wrong with somebody that is only friends with somebody for their aesthetic. Look how you talking to me like you was never even my friend, bro. She's just like, bro, this is why you never gonna be anywhere. This is why you never gonna get nowhere.
Wow.
If I was a careerless bum, why would you even bring me on tour?
Lastly, she would claim that Ice Spice has sold her soul.
So everybody hold hands. Hold hands, hold hands. Lord, thank you so much for bringing this amazing group together right now with this amazing stream and our amazing teams, Lord. We are all from the same place, and we are all trying to get to the same place, which is the top. And we all want to experience different things in our lives.
Look at her.
Thank you so much for bringing all of us together. And I pray that you allow us to grow on other people, on each other. And I pray that you allow us to reach any measures in this life. And just watch over us daily. You bless us.
Like, she don't got no respect for that, bro. You don't gotta, like, believe in God or believe in whatever they believe in, but you can at least respect it. You feel me?
Amen.
She would also
It's so
share
weird.
this text message exchange they had where she expressed her frustrations after the tour, and Ice Spice pretty much just replies in these messages that none of that was her fault and that it wasn't that deep. Later, she would even respond to these claims on a Twitter space where she had this to say.
Y'all put in laughing faces. Y'all know this is not funny. Bitch, you not gonna tell the people how we was at an Italian restaurant and you ate so much food, you fucking vacuum, that the server was like, where did the food go? Like, stop it right now. You talking about she ain't let me to the back of her room on her tour bus. She had this big ass room. Bitch, can I play with my one time?
Now this made people even more upset, and they called out Ice Spice's hypocrisy for clowning this woman for eating a lot, when many speculate that she's been off that Ozempic weight loss program. And the speculation actually got so strong that she released this workout weightlifting video that really didn't prove anything. People also claim that she basically is someone who thinks that her shit don't stink, and that she has way too big of an ego for how volatile her career is at this point. I mean, honestly, I didn't think this was the biggest deal in the world to really cancel also worthy, but with most of her fans being women, they aren't going to like the whole Mean Girl shit, especially when it feels like she was punching down here on someone who was supposed to be her friend, someone who she invited to come perform on this tour for free. I don't know, to me, if I'm her manager, we aren't releasing any more albums, just the occasional single trying to go viral on TikTok, and honestly, the primary focus shouldn't even be on rap anymore. Like, I think she has to transition into an influencer, or an IG model, or an OF girl, or some shit like that. Because to me, the curtains on her music career are closing pretty damn fast. But I do want to know what you guys think about Ice Spice. I want to know what you think about her career. I'll get to meet like a big Ice Spice stan in my life, but I'm sure they're out there. But either way, I do want to thank you guys for watching today's video, dropping a like.
Your ego way too big. If that's all true, bro, you know, it's media, bro. Some niggas be either both sides could be lying about some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's media. Someone like drama like that. It's Ice Spice. I'm like, oh, Ice Spice like falling out. Let me tune in. That's this video I saw earlier. I clicked add to the playlist to watch it later. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, I don't care. At the end of the day, world's still gonna spin. And like her music is not even all that. Granted, she like has catchy lyrics in some of her songs. Like I never heard anyone else sing that one anything about Munch besides that one chorus line. Same thing about you think you the shit, bitch. I'm really the fart or some shit like that. That's the only thing I know about that whole song. Like she blows up off like certain lyrics. That's not even all that. Like and she's like the nigga said, she's declining because her current songs ain't what they used to be. But you blow up that fast, you get all this publicity and shit like that, you gonna have a big ego, man. It's like that fucking Haktua girl. I don't know if she got a big ego. I'm just talking. I'm just saying like people that blow up fast, like they don't know, not everybody knows to handle all that attention. Good or bad, you know what I'm saying? Mostly good. If you're getting numbers, you're getting something, you're getting pay in your pocket, you know what I'm saying? But hey, that was my reaction to the Fall Out Ice Spice, you know what I'm saying? Original link will be in the description down below. Tune in if you want to. I have other reactions on the channel, trying to laugh, funny shit, serious shit, TV shows, movies, whatever, all that's on the channel. Tune in if you want to, you know what I'm saying? And y'all take care, appreciate y'all, gotta be safe, peace.